You are about to enter the Red and Rev Sports Show experience. Get ready for some real sports talk from some real sports fans who were real sports athletes who have sports knowledge.
How do. Welcome to the Red and Red Sports Show. We are here and we are live. Today's topics, we got a bunch of topics. There's a lot of stuff happened in the world of sports yesterday and the week. You got the Shedeur debut or debut, whatever you want to call it. You got college football going crazy. Pro football, nobody wants to win the title. Looks like everybody's beating each other up. You got all kind of different maneuvers around. Then we got some games today that's going to decide finally the entrance into the college football playoff. And we ain't gonna waste any more time. Let's get it started. Red and Real Sports Show featuring Coach. All at you.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Red and Rev Sports Show. Coach is coming to you live from the ATL Show. Giving you real sports talk because we are real sports fans who are real sports athletes who have what, Coach?
Real sports knowledge.
Sports knowledge. So hang out with your boys, Coach and the Rev on the East Coast in Coatesville, Pennsylvania, for episode 400. That's 400 of the Red and Rev Sports Show. And as is our sports custom, we turn our attention to our residential numerologist on this show, Coach Patrick Thomas, to give us something or someone dealing with those 3 digits, 400. What you got for us, Coach?
Yeah, well, we can honestly say this time, Rev, that there are no players that have ever worn the number 400. If they did, I don't know what to say for them. Probably on the episode of the Three Stooges or something, I don't know. But 400 for me is the hallowed ground of baseball. It's where only a few have ventured. Many have tried, but a couple have ventured into that area where they hit 400 for the year. It's a very exclusive spot. You got Babe Ruth, you got Ted Williams tried, you got a couple tried, Carew, Tony Gwynn, you got a lot of them tried, but 400 is that hollow ground where you want to get if you want to be considered one of the greatest hitters of all time. So the number 400 stands for baseball immortality. Nothing with football, unless somebody got 400 wins, which I don't know about. But anyway, that's all I got for today.
The number 400, a baseball hallmark. All right, Coach. I don't know if Red would have been greatly pleased with that one, but
he's not a baseball.
We'll roll with it. We'll roll with it. And we want to welcome everybody to the Red and Rev Sports Show. Red is not with us on today. 'Tis the season to make more money at his job. Overtime holiday weekend, we already know all of the different Black Friday deals and holiday weekend deals. So he's making that MONEY with UPS this weekend. So we wish him well, and we hope that he will be back on the show sooner than later. But you have me and Coach, and we may have a guest or two coming in a little later. So we want to welcome Revenite Nation, who helps make this show what it is. So welcome, Revenite Nation. If you're tuning in, go ahead on. Time in, post, let us know that you're tuning in. Good morning to you, Brother Winston Thornton. Saying congratulations on episode 400. Appreciate you, bro. Thanks for the love. And he's chatting. Smash that like button. Y'all to share. Appreciate you. Greatly appreciate it. Jameson, a.k.a. Joe Black, wishing us good morning and says great to be a Georgia Bulldog, and we'll get into that in just one moment. Red Rose, there he is tuning in saying happy 400th and peace and blessings to you, brother, and thank you for all that you do and your commitment to the show to allow us to get to episode 400. So 400 episodes, that's a wonderful, wonderful milestone. That means that we've been on for a while. Also, we got to thank those who helped the show be what it is by tuning in. So we want to thank Revenite Nation in a very special way. And Coach, let me thank you in a very special way for you have helped the show continue to roll on, especially now that I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm not on as frequently, but you partner with Red on many Saturdays, and we want to say thank you in a very special way. And also we want to thank others who have stepped in for the show, the president, Thomas Holcomb, the VP, Vincent Woodruff, Big Ho, host of the Sports Roundtable, has been a normal contributor when we needed somebody to step in. So we want to thank you all in a very special way. Also, even though he hadn't been on in a while, we want to thank Armani, who spent some in the 400 episodes that we've had. And also, we used to call her the Sports Bae. She don't rock with us no more. But we want to thank Shelby for her contributions over the 400 shows back in the day. Red said, been one of the greatest joys of my life to talk sports to you guys every Saturday for the last 8 years. Good God Almighty. 8 years.
Wow. My goodness.
2017, that's right, because that was the last time the Falcons made the playoffs.
No.
So that is very true. Very true. Red and I came together, joined forces to start the Red and Red Sports Show. We'll never forget. Called them up or DM'd them in Facebook. And we met up at Starbucks, vibing with each other, talking sports. Red was like, what do you think? I said, we got a show in the making. And here we are, along with Coach for most of the journey, 400 episode. So big up to the Red and Rev Sports Show.
Oh, Rev. Yeah, Rev. I remember sitting in the house, all three of us in a little row, just from humble beginnings.
No doubt about it. And we got to thank in his eternal absence, my dad, for letting us borrow his study for at least 100 other shows. Rest in peace, Dr. Michael Neely Harris, when we used to be scrunched up together.
Yeah.
3 seats this tight, talking sports in his study. And then we got to thank God, and this is where all things work together for good to them that love the Lord and call according to his purpose. So really, we got to thank the pandemic. Thank God for sending the pandemic, because there's a good chance this show would have canceled or been no more, especially once I moved to Pennsylvania. But before I moved, we started doing the show by way of Zoom and ultimately turned into StreamYard. And this is why now, no matter where we live or where we are, we can do the show. So we got to thank God for sending the pandemic to let us know that we can still do the show in a different form and we can save some gas and time in the process. So we got to give it up for God. Got to give it up for God. And in the pandemic our way so that we can still be on the air no matter where we are. And to help us with episode 400, we got somebody coming who's been a great contributor to our show. Drum roll, please. We welcome Horace.
What's happening? What's happening?
What's up, Ho?
What's happening, man? Listen, I didn't know I was gonna wake up to a sermon this morning.
Hey, listen, we gotta show our gratitude before we talk sports for episode 400. As Rand alluded to, we've been doing this show now for 8 years, since January of 2017. And here it is, the bad news, Ho. That's the last time the Falcons made the playoffs.
Yeah, well, yeah. So y'all could be the jinx.
No.
Well, no, we helped them. We started the show right before the playoffs in January when they were making that magical run that beat the Seattle Seahawks when Wilson was still good. And then we just thought we'd be celebrating the Super Bowl, and then we experienced one of the worst episodes ever when we had to come back and talk about that debacle where they gave up that 28-3 lead. But nevertheless, man, we appreciate you, bro, for joining us in this ride and also including us in various episodes of your show on the Sports Roundtable on Wednesday nights.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on 400. Sports Roundtable had 450 episodes the past Wednesday. So
dope,
we
man.
We ride.
That's what's up, man. And despite how large or few we may have as listeners, the main thing to get to this milestone is commitment, dedication, and passion.
And consistency.
And consistency. Yeah.
Absolutely.
You gotta have consistency, man.
Now, you may know this more than anything, but consistency is a form of faith.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Just
No
figured
doubt
I'd
about
throw some of that spirit. Since we're in an amen mode, I figured I'd just throw some of that in there as well.
I appreciate it. Red getting all he can in from Revenant Nation Day. Special shout out to everyone who's helped our show to become the show it is. Thanks and love to everyone. Much appreciated. Big ups to you, Red, for sharing that. Joe Black said, thank you guys for great content, even the USC.
I hate Joe Black. You ain't won no title yet now. Don't get out of line. You haven't won a title yet.
The VP's in the building, slamming down the gavel to begin another fire session of the Red and Rev Sports Show. Reverend Night Nation, rise up. Thank you, VP. Appreciate it. Red laughing at something that was said. The VP said, won't he do it? Yeah, for sure, for sure. Mm-hmm. God is definitely good, no doubt about it. Winston Thor says, so it's this show my fault my Falcons can't get right. See, you threw that in the atmosphere, Horace. We're going to have to report that statement, trying to say we're the jinx. All right. The VP doping on Sports Roundtable on that milestone, and the VP was in your amen corner hole. Preach on that, Horace. All right, let's jump into this bad boy. Y'all know how we start this thing with our normal dope, nope, and cope moments for the respective week. Matter of fact, before we jump into that, let's like and share if you haven't already done so. Like and share this broadcast. As I say to my church family each week, I dare not ask you to do something that I'm not willing to do. So I'm going on my personal Facebook page, and I'm going to the Red and Rev Sports Show to share this broadcast on my personal Facebook page. Also, I have a page called the Sports Rev. So I'm going to do the same thing, share this broadcast on that page as well. So if you haven't already done so, please, ma'am, please, sir, like and share this broadcast. Who knows, your share may lead somebody to be a part of the Reverend Night Nation on Saturday mornings at 10:30. All right, here we go. Coach, what are you doping on, sir?
I'm doping on one LSU Lady Tigers who seem to let everybody know they putting their stamp on this thing. They have scored 100 points for 7 straight games, and that's odd for women. Not odd for women, but that's a milestone for women scoring that many points. So big up to the LSU Lady Tigers and Crazy Kim Mulkey.
Excellent, absolutely excellent.
Oh, what are you doping on, sir?
I'm doping on super agent Jimmy Sexton. He got Lane Kiffin out here chasing. They got teams chasing Lane Kiffin like he done won like 3 or 4 titles, and he's only basically won 10 games for 3 straight years. But based on what the media says, he's up with trying to get close to 90 to 100 million, and he hadn't even won a championship yet. So Jimmy Sexton, who is the super agent for all the SEC coaches like Kirby Smart, Nick Saban, and Lane Kiffin, and Sarkisian as well. So I'm doping on Jimmy Sexton for being a super agent, because he got this agent thing in the chokehold right now.
Winning.
I got a dope on the Georgia Bulldogs in a roundabout way, making another presence in the SEC championship. They needed some help to get to the SEC championship, and who knew it? The team that they destroyed the week before helped them get to the SEC championship by beating their in-state rival, Texas A&M, to send them to the SEC championship. And now we await the Auburn-Alabama game to see who they'll be playing in next week's SEC championship game. If Auburn wins, Ole Miss goes. We don't know if Lane Kiffin will be their coach. If Alabama wins, they'll play Alabama again. And will Kirby Smart get over the Alabama hump? Inquiring minds would want to know. So big ups to Georgia getting back to the SEC championship.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what do you, sir?
Then I'm noping on the fact that I'm trying to. I thought I had it, but let me go back to my phone and think and look at it. Can you come back to me? Come back to me. Go to Coach first.
All right, I'll start with me since I'm next. Noping. I'm noping on not the Georgia Bulldog football players, but the Georgia Bulldog fans. I read too many posts since last night to tonight that you want to skip the SEC championship. What kind of team are you rooting for if you want your team not to be a part of the biggest game in the conference? What's the purpose for winning all those conference games and not want to represent your school? Georgia fans, beef up, tighten up. If your team can't overcome injuries, then they shouldn't be playing in the college playoff. This is your time to shine, to win back-to-back SEC championships. Because guess what? There's no guarantee that you're going to win the Natty. Matter of fact, this team is not even going to be favored to win the Natty like it was the previous two that they won 3-4 years ago. So count your blessings, as one song says. Name them one by one. Count your blessings that once again, your team is able to get into the SEC championship to win another SEC championship for the Georgia Bulldogs. Remember, it hadn't always been like this. So don't get too sedity and bougie and act like you're bigger than the SEC championship game when it took you 40 years to get back to winning the national championship. So stop it, I say. Be grateful. Cheer your team on. Be grateful that make it to the SEC championship. Let the chips fall where they may. If they win or lose, they're still going to the college playoff and still have a chance to win a natty. But celebrate the fact that they're in the SEC championship. You ready, Ho?
Yeah, I'm ready now.
Go.
Yes, sir. I'm noping on the inconsistency of the Atlanta Hawks. You lose to the Washington Wizards, the worst team in the league or the worst record in the league, and then you beat somebody like Cleveland in the cup. With Trae Young, without Trae Young, it doesn't matter. You're still inconsistent. So, Hawks, you got to tighten up and be a little more consistent in winning and beat the teams that you need to beat instead of losing to those teams. So I'm noping on the Hawks.
You have got kidding.
Coach, what are you noping on, sir?
I'm noping on the time-honored sport of fantasy football. I'm in a pick'em league, and so far I am 0-4. Everybody I picked lost. Then my guys that's supposed to be playing hurt. So I basically this is a wash season. I will be retiring soon from fantasy football until 2028. I will be in the transfer portal trying to find a team that can actually get me near some wins. So I just like fantasy football. That's my note.
You would bring that up after I beat you for the second time
You
badly
did.
last
You
week in our
did.
league. Yeah, because you're in last place while I'm in first place.
Yes, sir.
Is that
Yes,
how
sir.
it
You don't
is?
need to say too loud. Let's move on.
Coach is in the rear holding everybody else up, man. I mean, this is the worst fantasy season that Coach has ever been a part of in our league. He used to be a formidable opponent, but Coach, it's just one of them years this year. You had some injuries. You hadn't done well to work around them, but I don't know. But we won't harp on that anymore. Let me move on to this Coach moment, and y'all pray for me because I got some sports ministry work to do around these parts because I am in Pennsylvania, and as you probably know, their football team on the east side of Pennsylvania is struggling. And I'm glad I don't have to preach tomorrow at my church because I may not get a whole lot of amens because of the Eagles literally dropping the ball.
Yeah.
They once again are having an epic collapse for the second time in 3 years. And when things go bad football-wise around these parts, it goes bad, and people accompany the bad moments with sad feelings. So y'all pray Rev strength of the Lord that I may encourage the Eagle fans on this side to let them know, hold on, help is on the way, but not this season. All right? So that's what I'm coping with right now. All right. Coach, what are you coping with, sir?
Well, I'm coping with the fact that by some, I'm gonna get in that car with you and ride with you on the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia, y'all were talked about it. I mean, former Super Bowl, current Super Bowl champions until you get knocked out. All the hype machine was on, and y'all look like a last place team. And DeAndre Swift just butchered you yesterday. And the other guy, whatever his name, nobody ever heard of him. He ran for over 100 yards. So I'm coping with you, Nick Sirianni, Saquon Barkley, AJ Brown, all y'all. Y'all mess around and let the Cowboys catch y'all. It'll be a cataclysmic day in sports. Very.
Horace, in this segment for us, what are you coping with?
I'm coping with my Atlanta Falcons. A year ago, they said we didn't have Raheem said that we was a quarterback away. We signed a quarterback, drafted a quarterback, and this time, as of today, we don't have a quarterback. So we're back in the same situation that we were before Raheem got here. We don't know who our quarterback will be or going to be. So I'm coping with the fact that the Falcons do not have a quarterback because Michael Penix is going to be out now 18 months, and we're not sure what we're going to do with Kurt. I mean, he's signed to a contract, but, I mean, is that the guy that we really want to be our quarterback? If it was, then why did we draft Penix? Let me get it right before Coach start pulling out something. But, I'm coupled with the fact that we still don't have a quarterback, a consistent quarterback. So that's what I'm coping with.
All right, let's go to Revenant Nation and see what they're doping and coping on today. Quite a few comments. They are alive and well on today. Let's see here. Red is holding it down, but we'll get to him in just a moment. We won 2 since the show started. Yeah, that was that year, 2017. Those are only 2 we won. We ain't won past 2017, Joe. John Patton, Peden, the third. What's up, bro? Where you at, big bro? Red, good to see you guys. Looking forward to a great show. Truly appreciate it. Red making that money today. The VP said dope. Taylor Williams and the Bears, period. 9-2, and they look like a legit team. Even in the midst of the Eagles' dysfunction, they look like a legit team. Red Rose doping on it. You see, this is what I'm talking about. Megan Thee Stallion cooking Thanksgiving. Come on, man. That ain't no sports story. For Klay Thompson and his family, no one was admitted to the hospital after this. Boy, he loved to see where he can intertwine entertainment and sports. That's how Red rolls. He's noping on his Hawks, blowing their win streak to the 1-15 Wizards, an NBA Cup game at that. Way to go, Redbirds. He's joining Hole in that noping moment. Joe Black said, doping on UGA, earning an invite to the SEC championship game. Thank you, Texas. The Coach's Corner. Doping on the Blue Devils, putting the BTA while the Bum Heels got utterly destroyed by Michigan State.
You know what? Celebrate your victory. Celebrate now. It's okay.
Winston doping on the Red and Red Sports Show. Keep lining up and knocking down great episodes for 8 years. Straight show other content creators how to do it. Thank you, man. Appreciate the love and appreciate the support. Red Rose said Dillian Gabriel needs to cope with the fact that he'll be working with me at UPS soon because Shedeur Sanders won't be giving up the QB spot in Cleveland anytime soon. All right. The Coach's Corner says nope to Kmart beefing with Draymond. Dude, sit down and shut up. And John Morant beefing with Clay and calling him a bum. Dude has done absolutely nothing, not a single thing to talk about Clay. It's starting to get ridiculous now, man. Like John Morant is out of control in particular. We know Draymond's out of control. He gets somewhat of a pass since he's won some championships. We know he's never been an alpha dog, winning those championships, but John Morant's getting out of control. We'll talk about that a little later. Joe Black, noping on Georgia High School Association, trying to spend 39 Gainesville players for a brawl. Brunswick started. Only 4 players deserved to be suspended. Didn't that case go to court?
Yeah, they still talking about it. They canceled the game, postponed it. So they didn't play this weekend.
What classification is that?
Langston, I think it's 5A.
Oh, they're supposed to play Langston Hughes?
Yeah, they'll get the doors blown off them, but still,
All right, hopefully that game will take place. They'll iron out the discrepancy sooner than later. Wentz starting open on Eagles, still haven't learned that what worked last year to win won't work the same way this year. And it's called they need a great offensive coordinator to be relevant. That's how the Eagles win. And once they do well, i.e. win the Super Bowl, the offensive coordinator leaves, Shane Steichen, my man in New Orleans, what's his name? Former quarterback from Boise State, Kellen Moore.
Yeah.
Once the great OC leaves, Sirianni doesn't know what to do there. His days are numbered if the Eagles don't turn around next year. VP says noping on A.J. Brown just because even though he had a great game yesterday, y'all still took the L, Kansas to T. Now, hold up, VP. Did A.J. Brown tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help the Eagles? Did he tell that there were chips in arm in chinks in the armor? Now some could argue they were winning when he was getting less, and now he's getting more. They're losing. So there could be somewhat of an argument, but a lot of people with the Eagles who are fans of the Eagles are side with A.J. Brown because they saw that this offense wasn't Super Bowl worthy. So it's kind of mixed bag around here. Joe Black says Red Bulldogs fans were definitely uneducated last night, for sure. Red Rose saying Nova with Falcons fans still believing they have a chance at the playoffs, believing Michael Penix is still their QB. When are the fans going to accept reality and learn to move on from mediocrity and below average decisions? Sounds about Falcons. Winston coping with the Falcons still not understanding that we can't run our actual offense with Penix until our right tackles get back. Kirk on the center due to his blind side protector being Jake Matthews. VP7 saying Kevin Stefanski and the Browns organization having to face the fact as he copes with them to the fact that they will eventually move on from Sanders in hopes of getting something in return. Picks so hard to admit that the midget QB that you purposely drafted before Sanders is trash. Or as what's his name? B-Dub said, trash.
Yeah.
But I digress. Bubba Dub.
Yep, he crazy.
Joe Black, Tobin, and Red's words, delusional Falcons fans will still believe we have a shot at making the playoffs. Kirk and Raheem will lose at least 2 winnable games. The VP, speaking of the Cowgirls, CeeDee Lamb and his teeth finally showed up. The coaches counter, Kobe and my Falcons drafted can't get right. Talking about Penix, my goodness. Alexis Hill, coping with Georgia Tech not showing up against Pitt last week, but showing up and playing defense against UGA. We could have been in the ACC championship game if we played like that against Pitt. Come on, great Georgia Tech, some grace. They're just getting back around to being respectable, so they're not used to the every week grind of winning right now. But Brent Key is doing a phenomenal job, bringing Georgia Tech back to some type of national relevance. Penix is only going to be out 9 months. Where did you get 18? It's an ACL injury, not an Achilles. Oh,
he got to have full reconstruction surgery. Now, it was first thought there was going to be 9 months, but full reconstruction means that he's going to be out of some extra time. So it's 18 months now.
Check it out.
Huh?
I got you.
I'm just saying you got to check it out and see.
Oh, okay.
So basically you're saying it's times 2.
Yeah.
9 months is regular, but since it's full, it's 9 times 2.
the bone bruise caused the bone bruise that he had when he missed the first game was the initiator of the full reconstruction.
Gotcha.
So
All
now
right.
it's full reconstruction now.
All right. VP says AJ Brown needs to keep family business behind closed doors, though. He's acting like a ninja. Right. See, like we got to go back to a discussion we had a few weeks ago when I was last on the air, VP. You got to remember, man, this dude trying to get paid. He doesn't get stats, he won't make $30 million again. You got to remember, when it's time for a contract, they're going to sit up there and look at the stats, and say, Ms. AJ, you see your stats compared to Jamar Chase and others? And then they're going to say, no, we ain't paying you no $30 million. So it's kind of like a mixed bag. It's tough. What's up, Mr. Prime Minister? Season greetings to you. Maurice throwing doping on Coach Spo, winning his 800 game on Wednesday. Eric Spoelstra still doing it. All right. Maurice Thor doping on Georgia Tech. They dropped the ball against the Bulldogs. Y'all ACC folk are really hoping for that upset. I got you. Winston Thorne says full reconstruction is 9 months. Burrow had a full knee reconstruction with ACL, MCL, PCL, and meniscus, and it took 9 months. A. Peterson had full ACL reconstruction and took 9 months. We're gonna let y'all at home talk about this reconstruction at another day. All right.
Yes.
The reality is we know that Penix is not going to be ready the rest of this season, and most likely a good portion of next season, if at all next season. So we'll just leave it right there. So the slurp fest of Arch Manning during last night's game, I had to put the game on mute. Now come on now, Mr. Prime Minister. Come on, man. People were ragging Arch Manning left and right. We have to admit he's been playing good football the past month. People are seeing the intangibles that he brings to the table. Is he all that he was hyped up to be? Probably not. Is he as bad as people tried to make him to be? Probably not. Is he somewhere in between? Probably so, more so on the better side in the in-between rather than the trash side. So we got to give him his props. He's been playing good football. And as much as his name has been dragged in the mud, we got to at least give him some props. That 35-yard TD run was pretty impressive. Come on now.
Yeah.
Dr. Understand we talking about his personal stats. He's going about it the wrong way. Outing the team in public doesn't seem prudent. Hey, he still won the lottery. He gets paid a ton of money to play a kid's game. Go fix your brain. All right. I got you. Winston Thorne said 18 months is for an Achilles tear to fully heal. All right. So
okay,
somewhere between 9 months to 18. Somewhere between.
It's not the doctors.
The main intangible that Arch brings to the game is his hue.
Oh, Lord.
Come on.
Oh, Lord.
Now, would it be as hyped if he were black? Probably not. But are we going to sit and say Arch Manning is trash? I'm not willing to go there.
Trash.
I'm not willing to go that far. He's a solid player. Time will tell what he really is. All right, with that being said, thank y'all, Rev Night Nation, for sharing your comments. Keep them coming as we continue on. All right, let's get to talk some college football. Ho, what are you most looking forward to this weekend when it comes to college rivalry week?
Michigan, Ohio State. Just trying to see if Michigan can play spoiler. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And we've already had one upset with Texas and Texas A&M. I'm also looking forward to, Sarkisian almost begged his way into the playoffs last night after the game. saying that they should be able to get into the playoffs even with 3 losses. Well, and he has a point. He's won more. He's beat more top 10 teams, and he has a last name of Manning on his team. So he might not have to say much to get into the playoffs. So, but we'll see. We'll see how big that Manning name is. But I'm looking forward to the Michigan and Ohio State game, and if Texas actually get into the playoffs.
Coach, what's your rivalry week thoughts? Or looking forward to? What are you looking forward to?
Steve Sarkisian. Shut up. You lost to Florida. Don't be trying to beg your way in. You lost to Florida. Don't try to forget about that loss. So don't be trying to beg your way in with 3 losses. Just stay on the outside and go play in the Cotton Bowl or the Reynolds Wrap Bowl or one of them. You had a good season. You beat Texas A&M, but you lost to Florida. Whoop-de-doo. I'm just looking to see if Jeremiah Love is going to break some college football records tonight. He's on pace to do it. He get a couple more touchdowns and some more yards. He's my Heisman Trophy winner.
All right. Let's see. VP said, I didn't call him trash. He high. Where's the thought said Arch is starting to redeem himself. He's nowhere near what they were hyping to be. That's fair. The VP said the Wolvies will be hunting Buckeye seeds. They're hoping to put the Buckeyes into a barrel of scorns. Michigan for the upset. And if that takes place,
chaos.
There are going to be a lot of upset people in Columbus, Ohio.
Chaos.
And some folk may even call for Ryan O'Day's job.
Yeah, they're going to tell him.
Like, let's talk about this real quickly, and then we'll get into these games. We know that some rivalries are more intense than others.
Yeah,
it could be argued that the Michigan-Ohio State game is the most hated rivalry between the two schools. You would probably say Auburn and Alabama up there too. I wouldn't put Georgia and Georgia Tech up there amongst those two. But I would say those two rivalries right there, Auburn, Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, are the most intense out of all the rivals. With that being said, there have been Ohio State fans who have been polled. What do they care more about? They care more about winning a natty or beating Michigan. And the proverbial thought is beating Michigan is more important than winning a natty. What are your thoughts about that, Hope?
That may be a local thing, not a national thing. If it's a local thing, then I can agree with it. But winning the natty looks better on the resume. I say it that way. Winning the national championship looks better on your resume. If you lose all of your games and only beat your rivalry, then your team still sucks. That's just for bragging rights. That means you just get free wings at your local pub.
All right, Coach, your thoughts?
Yeah. You're able to eat at the Big Easy. Ain't no telling. But if you don't value a national championship, come on, national. We talking about everybody in the country. We ain't talking about you just playing Michigan and saying, okay, that's our national championship. Please. I tell you what, we gonna find out today. Lose to Michigan and we gonna find out. Ryan Day, I know he's sweating hotcakes and butter right now. He may try to be cool, but he worried. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's going to be a hard offseason for him. If he messes around and loses this game. To Michigan, that would be 5 years in a row? Something like that?
That's it.
So, yeah, it's not going to be good. All right. let's move on. Coach Corner said, yes, let UT in so we can lose on a national stage so he gets fired. So somebody fed up with Sarkisian. The Prime Minister said, I'll be interested to see if Michigan can measure up and beat the Buckeyes. So that means we're going to lose a good portion of our audience if we're not done by 12. I'm looking forward to chaos. Laugh out loud, Alexis Hill. Since the Yellow Jackets couldn't do nothing, you want chaos. I got you. Michigan with the 6-point win on this good day. Another Michigander pick. The Prime Minister said, you're right. Rev Ohio State may have won the Natty, but they're still mad about losing to Michigan for the past few years. And, you know, I pay close attention to it since my daughter lives in Michigan. And then also got a little cousin playing for Ohio State, Riley Pettyjohn. So I pay close attention to how bad that thing is. The Coach Corner says Duke versus Bum Hills is the worst. Definitely college basketball. I don't know if I say it's worse than Michigan, Ohio State when it comes to football. Can't go that far. But definitely college basketball. Horace, he's picking at
national titles. No, I ain't talking about in the coach's corner.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, but still, the Duke is his whole team now. He's still throwing shots at your team, though.
Well, you notice my dope mama wasn't the Blue Devils running through the Razorbacks this week, so I was saving grace.
All right. Let's get to these college football picks. River Nation, you're more than welcome to help us pick these games on today. Even though they're not, Ryan, we're gonna put this Auburn-Alabama game up there. Come on, man. We can't have rivalry week without Auburn-Alabama, coach.
No, I didn't know.
Even though Hugh Freeze ain't there, it's still gonna be a good game. Mm-hmm. We can look back some of the years that Alabama was definitely much better on paper than Auburn, but still Auburn may have beaten them or took them to the final play or two. So let's go in and watch and see what that game is all about. Matter of fact, we'll start with the pick'em game on that one. Reverend Nation, feel free to join in on your picks. We got 4 games that we're gonna let Ho and Coach choose from. And we'll start with Alabama versus Auburn. Let me give you some pick'em music. Let's see. Let's go with that. Coach, we'll start with you, sir.
All right.
Alabama versus Auburn. This game is at Auburn. Who wins and why?
Barring any last-minute field goal that comes short, Alabama is going to butcher Auburn. I'm sorry. Auburn is going to make it a game in the first quarter. After that, Alabama got too much to lose. They're going to put it on full throttle, and they're going to bust up Auburn. Now, Cam Newton, don't try to sneak out there and play. I heard you talking. You can't play. Sorry.
Oh, you going with Coach's pick?
Yeah, I'm going with Bama in a very close, very, very close game. I think Alabama has righted the ship, and I think they squeaked one out. So, yeah, I think Bama gets the win.
All right. We don't know about what time that's going to happen, man. Coach and I were talking about that before we started the show. That hasn't been shared yet. Coach Willie Patrick Thomas definitely hating on the Iron Bowl. Red Rose said Ryan Day will have a bad night if his buck lies choke it up. All right, we'll see. Dante, you just said go Auburn. Does that mean you're picking them even though that's your team? We need a little bit more than just go Auburn. Joe Black says Auburn with the upset, send Ole Miss to the SEC. That sounds like you'd rather play Ole Miss than Alabama in the SEC championship. That's what I'm feeling. Alexis Hill by 3. Dante says Alabama's trash, always will be trash. I don't understand how people can thank the Lord for blessing them, then in the same breath be an Alabama fan. They negated the thanks. He is definitely an Auburn fan.
Oh my
VP
goodness.
said Roll Tide over the Tiger Eagles. Bama needs to get back to prominence. They need to get back to MPS to reclaim their position on the SEC mountain. Red says Bama win just so they can ruin our SEC championship. Geez, I hate those turds. Come on, where's your faith? Dana Johnson Sr., what's going on? He's picking Alabama. The prime minister said Alabama will snatch the stripes off Auburn. Not even Tony the Tiger can help it. Woo. Wow. Strong word. For real, Alabama by 7, says Joe Black. Winston says Auburn with the upset. All right, let's move on to the next game. Hold your up. Miami versus Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh coming off that big victory in the flats last week against Georgia Tech. Will they beat the prime minister's Miami Hurricanes in Pittsburgh? What says you? Oh, what you got?
Yeah, I think Pittsburgh with the upset on this one for sure. Yeah, I got Pittsburgh with the upset. I want to go with the Canes, but I think Pittsburgh is on a momentum swing right now. So I got Pittsburgh at the upset.
Coach, you rolling with a host pick?
Yes, sir. I'm in the car with him. Pittsburgh has got a dogged defense. They gonna put it on Carson Beck. 2 interceptions, ball game.
All right. So y'all expect the Carson Beck to back it up this week?
Yes, sir. He don't stray far away from the script.
All right. Joe Black trying to convince himself he believes Georgia's going to beat Bama next week. I got you. I hope that happens. Wisdom says Pitt in the upset. Beck backs it up with 3 INTs. Alexis Hill has Pitt. Dana Johnson Sr. has Pitt. Prime Minister, where are you? Somebody got to say Miami. Now, I know you're not going to let it go without saying Miami. Are you still tuning in to the show? Because we got nothing but Pitt upset right now. Have you seen the Prime Minister? Tell me, have you seen him? Goodness gracious. All right, here we go. Red Rose says Carson Beck throws another 3 or 4 INT. And do you lose it? Joe Black said Pitt wins by 7. Carson Beck throws a fourth quarter pick, a pick 6.
See that?
At that. The VP says there will be a category 8 rolling through the Steel City. There we go, Prime Minister. Stand up. Everybody else choosing your team to lose. Let's go, Canes. We got this. It'll be close, though. Woo, that doesn't sound too confident with that last line. It'll be close, though. That's his way to say if they lose. But at least I said it'll be close.
Hey, Reb, I just got a text, and somebody texted me and said, you must not realize how many fights that went on Thanksgiving in the state of Alabama yesterday because they were trying to choose the side.
Yeah, man. Yeah, football is the religion. I got a lot of friends in Huntsville, Alabama in particular, and some in Birmingham. And it's real talk that they start like trying to put you on a side when you're a child. Exactly. Like you got to share your allegiance to either Alabama or Auburn when you're a child. That's crazy. Like I don't understand how Auburn and Alabama people, like you got a all Alabama or Auburn male marries one who's on the opposite side. I don't know how they do it because that rivalry is all throughout the state of Alabama.
Yeah,
ain't no wiggle room. Everybody got to make a choice. It's like choose you this day who you gonna root for in Alabama once you're able to talk. It's crazy.
You got to be careful what color you wear to Thanksgiving dinner in Alabama.
Yeah, that food might come out not the best if you choose the wrong team, depending on whose house.
Yeah, oh boy, yes, sir.
Whose house you in and what side they're on. So you definitely got to be careful. Who would have thought this would be a rivalry? And big ups to Vanderbilt's coach, doing a phenomenal job. Vanderbilt versus Tennessee. Vanderbilt is the higher ranked team. That's crazy.
Unbelievable.
Never would have thought this would be a thing. Coach, who you got, man? Vanderbilt or Tennessee?
Tennessee. I know my cousin watching Hamp. I'm sorry. Glad you had a good meal and you did a lot of good things. But Vanderbilt, Diego Pavia is ready to finish off his Heisman campaign, and they're gonna beat Tennessee.
Okay. That's what something in the comments really funny. Go ahead, Hope. Who you got, man? Vanderbilt, Tennessee.
I'm going Vandy. I think coach is going to confirm why he just got paid by beating his rival and possibly getting the consideration for playoff talk as well.
Wow. Okay. All right. Let's go to some more comments. The VP said in the state of Alabama, it's like Hatfields and McCoys up in that trash state. He said, while I travel there, I keep a Roll Tide sticker to place on my wallet for when I pull out my license. That's actually smart. Just make sure you're not on the side of where Montgomery is, because that's more Auburn territory. So make sure you put an Auburn sticker in your wallet too if you go in that area, Tuskegee and Montgomery in that area. That might help you on that side of town. Vandy over Tennessee by 8, says Winston Thorne. Vandy will railroad Rocky Top by 3. Dana Johnson Sr. says Vandy's going to win this game. Wow. Joe Black says, in the words of Spurrier, you can't spell citrus without UT. UT, one of Georgia's rivals. I love it. Go Vandy. Lexus Hill got Vandy too. VP side travel in Birmingham and Huntsville and Bessemer. Bessemer, okay, Bessemer. I'm sorry.
I slipped up and fell off Rocky Top, USA.
All right, man. Let's go to this last game. The big one at 12 kicks off in 37 minutes. Ho, we'll start with you. Who you got, sir?
Boy, this is a tough one. Whew. I'm gonna go with Michigan in the upset. Just for the chaos.
So you that sounds like a Coach Thomas move right there. I just want chaos.
Yeah.
I just want chaos.
Yes.
Y'all some messy football people. Some messy people. Just want chaos.
Well, actually, my one of my closest cousins is a Michigan fan, and he always, chomping that Michigan stuff. So I give him a little grace this year, even though I think Ohio State got the better talent. They kind of course him at quarterback, but so just for the chaos, I go with Michigan.
Coach, you going with chaos, or do you really think Michigan can win this game?
No, I think Tate and Smith are back. They said they're playing today, and that pretty much put an ending on Michigan, because Michigan ain't gonna be able to cover those two guys. So Ohio State can't cover those. Hold it. Ohio State is gonna win because Michigan can't cover those two guys. They back and they healthy. So Ohio State is gonna go into that small town of Ann Arbor, Michigan, and put the brakes on them.
Now, Coach, I'm going to give you a chance to possibly rethink your take.
Okay, here we go.
What's the boy that plays wide receiver for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers now? That's a rookie.
Ibuka?
Yeah.
Yeah, him.
Now, you do remember Michigan beat Ohio State with him and Smith last year.
Yes.
And I think that tandem is better than Smith and Tate this year.
Well, Rev, I'm going to tell you like this. You in the wrong profession. You need to be a sports psychologist. How you talking, next thing you know, people changing their picks and everything going to another team. I'm not changing mine. I'm going to go to Ohio State. I don't think Michigan got enough good defense. Their defense is not as strong as last year. I'm going to go with Ohio State.
All right. All right. I'm glad that you add that caveat with the defense, because it was just wide receivers. The wide receiver tandem for Ohio State was much better last year when they lost to Michigan at Ohio State. So I wanted to kind of push it a little bit. The Prime Minister said, going back to the last game, he's rolling with Vanderbilt and their future Heisman winning QB Pavia. Nah, he ain't winning the Heisman, but he's had a great season. The VP says he got the Wolverines for the upset. Winston Thornton said, I got Michigan too. Dana Johnson said, hold up, wait a minute. Let's keep order in here. Ohio State wins. The VP says, in the words of President Thomas Holcomb, push, I smell Wolvies for the upset. Now, I'm going to see if his smelling gene is rubbed off on you.
Okay.
Because that's a strong statement when you start talking about I smell it. The Prime Minister says, let's go Michigan. They need something to smile about since the Lions lost on Thanksgiving. Shots fired. Okay. Alexis Hill, Michigan by 3 in the upset. Joe Black says, let's go with the brother. Go Michigan. The VP said, Reverend Dr. Rothstein, sports bet.
Dr. Roth.
That's funny. All right, that concludes the college picks for today. We thank y'all for joining in. Thanks, Coach, and Ho for sharing.
Yeah, sound like you was kind of leaning toward the Messi as well with that sports take.
No, I'm just trying to keep people honest. I'm trying to keep people honest. That's all. Give them something to think about. That's all. All right, man. We're gonna go to halftime of the Red and Rev Sports Show featuring Coach and Will Horace on today. We talked some college football. We gave our dope no coat moment. We got some more football. We got some basketball on the other side. Stay tuned for the second half of the Red and Rev Sports Show. We'll be right back.
All right.
All right, we're back on the other side. The Red and Red Sports Show. Halftime is officially over. There we go. Oops. Having some mic issues. I'm going to have to get one of them stands like Ho. Right,
yeah.
Microphone, man, because this thing be falling too much for my liking. But nevertheless, we're on the other side of halftime of the Red and Red Sports Show. Joe Black said, y'all forgot the best Thanksgiving rivalry, black college style, no doubt about it. The Bayou Classic going on today. Southern University, the alma mater of my daughter, plays Grambling State. And we're going to talk about Southern in just one moment. Matter of fact, let's get to this 5 for 5. And let's talk about Southern at the top of 5 for 5. Let's do it. So, VP, let's get ready for 5 for 5. So let me put it on the screen so you put your famous statement up there. All right, let's do it. Cue the Lawrence. Cue the Lawrence. Now the congregation knows what to give the Reverend Doctor for Christmas. A mic stand for podcasting. I love it. I love
Putting it
it.
out there.
I love it. I love it. All right. Cue the Lunas. There it is. All right, we got 5 topics. Different sports. The panelists, which will be Coach and Ho, have 1 minute to talk about the topic at hand. 45 seconds solo. 15 seconds. Matter of fact, since Coach, you've been on Mannequin Challenge for the last 20 minutes, we got this one pose of you. I'll just time it with 1 minute. I'll just say 45 seconds for you because
Wow.
we don't want to see you in freeze mode the whole time. All right? But nevertheless, your sound is good, so we ain't going to mess with your sound. So don't worry about it. Sound is good. Let's do it. First topic on the board, Reverend Knight Nation, feel free to share in the chat any comments that you may have on the 5 for 5 topic at hand. Since the VP mentioned, Joe Black mentioned it, let's talk about it. Southern University gets a new head coach. Matter of fact, it's a Hall of Fame head coach in the person of Marshall Faulk, Super Bowl champion for the Los Angeles Rams when they were the St. Louis Rams. Oh, what you got?
Yeah, the HBCU is making a statement, grabbing former NFL coaches and Hall of Fame players. So great move. Didn't look like I'm not sure how you can judge his stay at Colorado, but I think this is a great move that he can get his own gig at the HBCU. One of the greatest running backs that we've ever seen, coming out the backfield and catching it out the backfield. So great move by Southern. I think this is a continuation of what the HBCU has started to do. They have found their niche, to grab former NFL coaches to give back to the HBCU. So great move.
Coach, your clock is starting right now.
Well, it's always, it's a 50-50 situation. Falks knows football. You can't deny that, but I don't know if you can judge him. Nobody should judge him on his first year if he struggles. You want to let him get his players in there, and then we'll see what happens. But Southern needs a facelift because their last coach, I don't know what he was doing. So we're gonna see if it works out like Deshaun Jackson.
I'm laughing, not at what you said, but who you reference in terms of the last coach. My daughter and I were talking about Southern's last coach, and his nickname was Uncle.
Uh-oh.
They're like, she said, we already knew that Uncle was going to be short-lived. Who's going to come play for Uncle? I died laughing. All right, let's change the sport real quick. We'll be right back to football in just a moment. Let me see what this one comment is for. The Prime Minister said that's dope, Southern University to do. It'll be interesting to see the Jaguars following Marshall plan next season. No doubt. All right, let's go to some hardwood. Man, Kenyon Martin, former first pick of the NBA draft, now retired, on Gilbert Arenas' podcast, is beefing with current player Draymond Green, who is a 4-time NBA champion. Coach, what says you about their beef?
Who cares? Y'all, these guys getting arguments with each other just because they must be bored or something. They not in the news, so they got to start something with somebody. Both of them talking about you didn't do nothing. I got 4 titles. You didn't win nothing. I played better than you on my stats. Whatever. Go and do that on your own personal podcast or whatever. And then y'all get off the major social media, please. Nobody cares.
Hold your thoughts.
I'm going to make it real simple and quick. I'm going to say what nobody else probably will say, but both of them need to be quiet because both needed a superstar or a great player for them even shine, or a great team. So both needed to be quiet because neither one of them would be the go-to or the alpha on the team alone. So they both needed somebody to take the pressure off of them for them to show their greatness.
Fair point. Joe Black said great hire by Southern. Now let me get a little messy. If you had to choose, okay, hold on. The VP said they need to bring back celebrity boxing match on TV. Silver in rain. Other than that, stop it. Or in the words of Samuel L. Jackson, DJ Character, do the right thing. Shut up. I got you. Red would love that movie reference. All right, now let me get back to my sports messiness. If you had to choose a player to be on your team, all right, Winston Thorne going right to where I was about to go. Are you choosing Kenyon or Draymond? Winston Thorne says Kenyon is a better player than Draymond. Draymond has accomplished due to the team. Kenyon has been the number one option on the team before. Draymond could never. So if you had to choose between Draymond in their prime and Kenyon in their prime, who you rolling with, Holt?
Well, it depends on what era we playing in. See, that's the difference. It depending on the era, because Kenyon didn't play in this era and Draymond didn't play in that era, because Kenyon played in the era where you can knock Karl Malone down and not get technical foul. But
who's better offensively with the skills that you remember? Who's better offensively?
Kenyon Martin is.
Who's better defensively? It's a
I would
toss-up.
but I would take Draymond because his communication is better.
So you're relying on team defense because
Draymond
would have get smashed.
He can talk better. He can talk better. You know, Kenyon.
He was a high flyer.
Yeah, he was a high flyer. I mean, he's a good off the ball shot blocker, or a weak side shot blocker. But Draymond has a better communication. He has helped Steph out tremendously in his career defensively. So that's he's a better communicator on defense, but Kenyon is a better offensive player altogether.
Now, one might argue that Kenyon was the chief defender on those two Nets teams that went to the NBA championship with Jason Kidd, Vince Carter, and Richard Jefferson. So think about that.
Well, you didn't have to help out much because Jefferson, Kerry Kittles, and Jason Kidd, they were pretty good defenders, so you didn't have to help out much. So it's kind of easy to be a good defender when you got those guys like that.
Now check it out though. There was more one-on-one defense at that time. There wasn't much zone back then. So I would argue Kenyon could do everything that Draymond is doing in this era. Could Draymond do everything that Kenyon did in that era?
He's not big enough.
Right. And that's the difference, especially with them both playing the four. And he's definitely not as athletic enough.
Yeah, but that's why I said the era has to matter.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Coach, your thoughts.
I mean, Kenyon, you got more double-doubles coming out of him than Mr. Triple Single. You know, Kenyon gonna give you a double-double every night pretty much. And he gonna bang, and he ain't never been afraid to mix it up. So he did the dirty work. Draymond did the dirty work too. He swept the floor after the game.
I mean, you gotta give him a little bit more credit to that, Coach.
I give him though. He keep talking about his 4 titles. You had Steph Curry and Klay Thompson.
And then Kevin Durant. Yeah, for 2 of them. All right. VP said they're both ancillary characters from their respective teams. So what? Joe Black, Kenyon had a better individual career. VP said, I chose Draymond. Somebody's nuts are going to get squashed. Easy rebound. Where's the thought? Said, all depends on what your team needs. Kenyon's way better offensively and is a better one-ball defender against a traditional power forward. Draymond is a better team defender and tie-in. Going back to the point that Ho made, depending on what era. Joe Black said Draymond has 0-point games more 0-point games than 20-point games in his career. Wow. The VP said Kenyon was a nice wing player. Defensively me streaky. I don't know if you can say streaky. He might be better. He was better than streaky. All right, let's go on to the next one. Good conversation, though. The coach corner said when a good player is rings always come into play. So that would being said, Draymond is better. Come on, you can't say that.
Yeah.
Draymond got more rings than Charles Barkley. You gonna say Charles Barkley? Draymond's better than Charles Barkley? Come on now. Let's not do that. Can't. It all depends on who's on your team. And without Klay Thompson, every time we sing Klay and Steph down, Draymond ain't never willed no team to victory. We know that. He gets paid on how effective he is when Klay and Steph were on the court, not when they got off the court. Because if he got paid according to when they weren't off the court, he would not have made nearly the money that he's made. Matter of fact, last point on this, and we got to move on because we're well over 5 minutes. Do you play NBA 2K? And y'all play NBA 2K?
I don't.
Coach, I know you used to it.
Not yet. I'm getting
and
it.
And if you ever do a fantasy draft, which means that you put everybody in the draft and then you choose the players, and so therefore the regular players are not on their the players are not on their regular teams. Without Klay and Steph, Draymond, without fail, loses money like after the year 2 or 3 and is out the league by year 4 if you play franchise mode. Because by himself, he's just pure trash. So I thought I'd throw that NBA 2K moment out there. Coach, is the NBA Cup working? What are your thoughts?
It's a nice little novelty to break the monotony, but the cream rises to the top pretty much. Every now and then you'll get an upset or two, but the cream always pretty much rises to the top. They better come up with some kind of a Dixie cup or a coffee cup, something to stop the Oklahoma City Thunder. Because I don't see no cup stopping them.
That's an interesting play on cup, Coach. I just want to throw that out there.
Yes, sir.
Paul, your thoughts on the NBA Cup? Is it working?
The only thing I see working with the NBA Cup is the marketing of how well you can design your floor when you play. I think it's a cry for we need to expand the NBA league, but the marketing is doing a great job marketing. I think that is what we can take from it is the marketing, and that's what I think is the only thing that's working for it is the marketing.
Okay. Let's see. Coach played 2K on Nintendo 64. That's Joe Black. When people discuss how good a player is, rings always come into conversation. I think it should never enter the conversation, just like Dan is the GOAT, but Brady got rings, so he got to be the GOAT. All right. The Coach Corner says about this NBA Cup working is too convoluted. Bro, Dane said NBA Cup is just pure trash. The VP kind of going along the same line as Horace. The floors are nice. I'll say it's working for the mere point that it's at least causing some conversation that these games normally would not get during this time of the year because of football season. It is a thing to a degree, and it is getting some type of publicity. Going back to Horace's point, it is getting some marketing. So this is why these games are getting more attention, maybe not a whole lot, but giving more attention than if they were just regular season games. If the NBA was smart, they would just push back their regular season to November, mid to late November. That would be my thing. The VP said, Coach played double dribble, always green.
I don't understand.
Double dribble used to be the game.
That's right. That's right.
It used to be back in the day on Nintendo. All right, on to the next topic. Shedeur Sanders' first start. I'm going to add a caveat to this, Cole. Hold, it's on you. What grade would you give him from A to F? Minuses and pluses are included.
All right.
Go.
B plus.
B plus. Tell us why.
They didn't give him a whole lot of pass plays to show off his arm, and maybe that was doing it a safe way. And he didn't do a whole lot of backpedaling. So I mean, he did pretty good. He didn't try to play. He didn't try to be the hero, basically. So they played it safe, and he played it safe. So we gave him a B plus. If he would have had more attempts to throw the ball and got over at least 300 yards, then he would have got an A. But a B plus, he wasn't even in. They took him out to do and run a wildcat. That was kind of nutty as well. So B plus.
B plus. Coach, you're a former school teacher. What's your grade for Shedeur's first start?
For what H.O. just said, I give him a C because they took him out for that wildcat. I'm like, why not leave him in there, let him learn how to work goal line situations to hand the ball off, know how to hand the ball off. I'm sure he does, but taking him out, he could be a wildcat. He could get that ball and run it in. You never know. You don't take him out. His throws were pretty good. And Jerry Jeudy, you're not that good anymore, Jerry. Stop showboating, fumbling the ball.
Coach, I got a bone to pick with you.
I know you do. That's why I make a comment.
Are you ready for it, Coach? Now, Ho gave Shedeur a B plus. You gave him a C because he was taken out for the wildcat. Was that his fault? He was taken out for the wildcat?
No, but I give him a B bounce. See how quick I switched that up.
I gotta keep y'all honest on this show. I gotta keep y'all honest.
He had a solid performance.
All right, Brother Dana said I'm gonna give him a B. VP said I would give the young buck a B, considering he had only 1 week to prepare. With the first team, those wildcat plays were a slap in the face. One bad throw and a few sacks that he could have thrown the ball away. Not bad for his first official start. The Prime Minister said, I'll give him a B plus. All things given, he played within himself and did more good than bad. That 52-yard pass was beautiful to watch. The VP said Kevin Stefanski was calling Sanders a ninja, without calling him a ninja by taking him out of the game on the wildcat plays. Red Rose says A minus for Shedeur Sanders. Now, we'll be back at it this weekend to see if he can play better or play around the same against a more formidable defense in the San Francisco 49ers. So we'll see. Joe Black said, I'll give him a B plus. The VP said, if Coach Willie Patrick Thomas is your professor, you're going to fail. You have no idea where the sliding scale will come into play.
Here we go. Well, Mr. Vincent Jerome Woodruff, you haven't been in my class. Well, you probably wouldn't make my class because you probably got reunions to go to, so you wouldn't make my class. It's okay, though.
Red Rose said he won the game and inspired the team. Remember the look on Myles Garrett's face after the 52-yard pass, so that's why he supports his A-minus grade for Shedeur. Let's move on, gentlemen. Last topic. Everybody's waiting for it. Lane Kiffin's decision. Is he going to LSU to eat some of the best seafood in the world? Or will he stay and coach his home state of Mississippi and continue to coach the team that coach hates the most, Ole Miss? Horace, I'm going to come back to you.
Like I said,
credit according to you.
Whatever he does, we're going to have to credit Jimmy Sexton, but I think he goes to LSU. I think he leaves the great state of Mississippi and goes to LSU, go down to the Bayou, and get things stirred up.
All right. Coach, will he stay in your home state or will he go to Louisiana?
He was out there pumping his fist up. I don't know if that's the greatest show on earth. He was winning, pumping his fist like a man who's got a team that can stay, that he wants to stay with. I seriously think that Ole Miss said they're gonna match what he said, but the only caveat, that's our big word for the caveat, is recruiting. Now you can find some recruits, but you that fertile ground down there in Bayou country, you can take them to one of those, to Copeland's or somewhere, and get them some beignets, and that can get them on. If you're still in Mississippi, you can get some hot tamales and some food like that. But I think he stays. I'm going against the grain of everybody. I think he stays.
All right, Coach says he stays. Host says he's leaving. Joe Black says he's gone. Red Rose said he's out. He could have killed this story weeks ago. Admitted, Lane, you hate drinking water in Mississippi.
Whoa. Stop. Hold it. How do you have you drank water in Mississippi? Hold it, partner. Hold on now. It ain't no worse than it is here.
All right, Coach standing up for his home state. Joe Black said he can recruit players to Louisiana. The VP said Lane Kiffin is the epitome of whiteness and privilege. He's had some of the best jobs in college football, Tennessee, South Carolina, USC, I'm sorry. OC for Jalen Hurts in Bama, now resurrecting the racist rebels. Broad knows how to get done somehow. Oxford about to hate him soon. He's heading to the Bayou. Prime Minister said, Coach, get with the program. Lane Kiffin's gone. All of this smoking family taking field trips all over is proof of that. Don't be surprised if he ends up in Gainesville with the Gators.
No, they already put it out the way, the Gators. They already canceled that one. So it's either LSU or Ole Miss.
Let me explain why I believe he's going to Louisiana. Where would you rather live? Baton Rouge, Louisiana, or Oxford, Mississippi? Give me the state capital for 500, Alex. Which school is easier to recruit to? A championship pedigree or a team that's never won a championship? Give me LSU for 500, Alex. Where would this family probably want to live? Baton Rouge or Oxford, Mississippi?
You
Give me Baton Rouge for 500.
You have to look at
now, the pay is going to be the same, but the prestige is better in Louisiana versus Mississippi. Now, if he does stay in Mississippi, I think it's best for him because after the way LSU handled Brian Kelly, I wouldn't trust him.
That's it.
They were trying to get out of that money. I wouldn't trust him. So if I were Lane Kiffin, I would stick it out at Ole Miss because he can stay at Ole Miss for the next 20 years if he wants to. But from a prestige standpoint, Baton Rouge is much more prestigious and LSU than Oxford and Mississippi. And everybody knows about Florida. Yeah, Florida's not even an option. And I don't think Lane Kiffin wants to deal with that monster called Georgia and recruit because Gainesville's in North Florida. They would have to compete with some of the same athletes as Georgia. And Kirby Smart is just in a different league right now with Georgia's program versus Florida. So that's off the table. And Lane ain't trying to go into that bus. Joe Black says the one curveball in this is his son being a high school quarterback. Will he be able to start elsewhere? That's a good point. It's a good point. That may cause a mistake. Kiffin trades in corn dogs for crawfish. Sounds like a win-win for him. He better stay in Oxford. All right,
corn dogs. Whoa, corn dogs. What the?
Coach, he misrepresenting your state.
Yeah, corn dogs. Okay,
he might be using it more metaphorically, Coach.
And
I know you don't like that either, referring to people from Mississippi as corn dogs either.
That's school word, metaphorically.
All right. VP said if he goes to LSU, I would advise him to speak his normal language and not try to get Duolingo to speak that backwoods Bayou speak.
Yeah.
That was what did Brian Kelly in from the start. All right. That concludes 5 and 5. We move on to the NFL. Some of the NFL's already taken place this past week. We know wasn't too good for the Detroit Lions as they came up short against the Green Bay Packers. It's not looking too good for my team, the Kansas City Chiefs. They came up short in Dallas. Dallas playing phenomenal football. Got 2 number 1 wide receivers on the ends. George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb showed up, showed out. Then Baltimore. Lamar Jackson has not been in his best form since he's returned back from the injury list. They fall short as Joe Burrow returns back to the Cincinnati Bengals, and they beat them pretty handedly in Baltimore on Thanksgiving. And then the Philadelphia debacle happened last night in the Winds of Philadelphia, where they got beat against the Chicago Bears, solidifying that the Bears are back. And as the Chicago Bears fans would say, bear down. Any quick thoughts about the football that has already taken place on this Thanksgiving Day holiday? Oh, we'll start with you.
Yeah. I feel bad. My barber is a Kansas City fan as well, and he cut my hair. But I was trying to cheer him up. But
say that again, Hope. Say that again. He cut your hair and what?
he was cutting my hair in a sad fashion yesterday, so I had to cheer him up.
Oh, okay. It's not reflective in your haircut, is it?
Oh, no.
Okay. All right, just making sure.
He better deliver. You know, I say, cut it so good, make me want to take school day picture with the 3rd grader on Monday.
Love it.
Yeah, so, but he said, my boys, I ain't going to make the playoffs this year, but we'll be back. But now, I did kind of tell him that getting rid of Joe Tony or whatever his name is was probably the worst thing that they could have done. Because he done went to he was the guard that won a couple of Super Bowls with the Patriots and the Chiefs. And I think now he's with the Chicago Bears. So there you go. There's your good luck charm right there. So he was like, yeah, you're right. That's a good point. I said, I ain't no Kansas City fan, but you know, I do observe some things. And he said, yep. Maybe you need to call the office and get that straight. I'm like, nah, y'all just need to reload and you get old Pat. Maybe y'all need to trade for Kyle Pitts. Maybe he get some balls thrown to him. Kelsey need to probably go ahead and retire.
All right, Coach, your thoughts on any football that's taking place this weekend?
Rev, I don't mean no harm, but I trust the Kansas City Chiefs about as much as I trust you doing a bad sermon. I don't trust them at all. They'll mess around and finagle everybody and look real pedestrian. Next thing you know, they talking about, they barely got in the playoffs. Then you start seeing the red coming off the other team's uniforms, and there they go. They walking everybody down and beating everybody, even though people said it's not the team, but they still got weapons. And until it says 0-0-0 and that announcer says Kansas City has been eliminated, I don't trust them.
So you don't trust them not making the playoffs?
No. I think they're going to make it.
All right. Since y'all been talking about my team, I'm just give 2 things. I still think they have a chance. Their next 5 games are winnable. They play San Diego. I think they can beat San Diego. Denver's going to be difficult, but they got them at home. The rest of the games are winnable. Can they win 5 straight games? I think so. If
they beat San Diego, they'll be the first team to do it because There is no team in San Diego right now.
I'm sorry, you're right. Los Angeles, the Chargers. You know, they used to be San Diego Chargers. Thank you for the correction.
I'm just being messy.
Yeah. Not good. That's good. You corrected me. That's fair. I think two things are affecting me. One, the Rashee Rice suspension hurt him early, and that cost them some games at the beginning. So that's put them in the hole that they're currently in. Two, you already alluded to it, Horace. Who would ever thought I would say this, but it's real. Travis Kelce is a stumbling block for the Chiefs now. In this era where the tight end position is dynamic, he no longer can get separation. And this is causing Kansas City trouble to get some of their other receivers who need a dynamic tight end to be able to flourish. Rashee Rice is really the only one that can win one-on-one matchups on a regular basis. Other than that, the rest of those guys are serviceable wide receivers. Worthy's a speedster, but we haven't really seen him blown the top off of the cover like Tyreek Hill, and we understand Worthy is not the size that Tyreek Hill is. Doesn't have the muscle. So people can jam Worthy, and then he's stuck. So those are two things I think that are hurting the Chiefs. And with the whole summer and beginning the season with Rashee Rice, that can be cured. And Travis, please do us a favor. Just tour with Taylor Swift. You're done. Take a photo. Do us a favor. Give up the ghost. You fought the good football fight. You have finished your race. You're a champion. Your post-career is already set up for you. You and your brother have a great podcast already, and then you're going to make Taylor Swift money. Marry her, go into the sunset, leave football alone. That's my thing. All right, the coach corner said the Ravens just need to blow that team up and fire Harbaugh. Wow. Atlanta, get on the phone immediately and give him a king's ransom. So he absolutely can't say no. But Baltimore's done, can't just get over the hump. Joe Black says, can we already end the season and how Todd Monken out Clint Kubiak? Chiefs' only loss will be to the Broncos. So you're saying they won't run the tape. Okay, we'll see. All right, gentlemen, let's go into some pick'ems. Let's get into it so we can get off here and see the rest of the Ohio State-Michigan game. Let me give you some pick'em music.
That would help.
And we're going to run through it. Let's start this thing off. Saints versus Dolphins. Coach, who you got?
Dolphins.
Any reason why?
Because the Saints are pathetic. No need trying to. And then Alvin Kamara is hurt. Olave is hurt. You on thin ice.
Oh, we got Saints versus Dolphins.
Dolphins.
For the reasons Coach mentioned?
No. Achan is on my fantasy league, on my fantasy team.
You didn't have big. I got you. Next game, Titans versus Jaguars. Who you got, Hope?
Jaguars.
Any particular reason why?
Because the Titans are pretty bad.
All right. Coach, you going with Holt's pick?
Yeah, the Titans can't play dead in a Western, so no, I'm going with the Jaguars.
Back on you, Coach. Raiders versus Chargers. Who you got?
With that,
Raiders versus the Chargers.
Raiders versus Chargers. Ain't no upsets.
All right. Who you got, Hope?
Chargers. Justin Herbert on my fantasy team as well, and plus the Raiders are awful.
All right, let me go to Reverend Knight Nate, see who they're picking. Joe Black got the Dolphins. Coach Corner got the Dolphins over the Saints. Got Duval County. Jags win. Dolphins over the Saints. Chargers over the Raiders. Lag in 2 TDs. That's a Georgia comment right there. Coach's Corner got the Raiders winning over the Chargers. Good.
Wow.
And Maurice Thor got the Jags beating the Titans. On to the next. Holtz on you. Who you got? Cardinals versus Bucks. Bucks reeling right now. And bro, Danny got the Chargers. Bucks reeling right now. Baker Mayfield is injured. I know that because he's on my fantasy team.
Yeah, I'm going with the Cardinals then. Yeah, and maybe this will help some way, somehow.
Coach, you got Cardinals or Buccaneers?
Bucks still got a good defense. Cardinals are treading water.
Okay. Let's see. Next one, Giants versus Patriots. Coach is on you.
Jackson, who's starting? Jackson Dart? Jackson Dart is back, huh?
Yeah, Dart start.
Well, if it was Jameis Winston, I'd say Giants. I'm going with the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm going with the Patriots.
And y'all do remember the Patriots are the number 1 team in the AFC right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But
we're on you, man. 49ers versus the Browns. Brock Purdy versus Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, I'm going with Christian McCaffrey because he's on my fantasy team, but Shedeur hope he suffers about 250.
Coach, who you got, man?
I'm going with the Browns in a big upset. They're just gonna do just enough to get a win.
I think they actually beat the Browns. The Browns beat the 49ers last year, if memory serves me correctly. All right.
Okay.
Joe Black got the Cardinals over the Buccaneers. Coach Corner got the Cards. Harrison coming back. Lex Hill said, no, not too fast. Give me the Bucks. Maurice Thrower, the Prime Minister, got Arizona. They've been playing better as of late. He got them winning. May is him. Coach Corner got the Pats over the Giants. Joe Black said, I hate the Pats, but they're going to win. Maurice Thrower got the Patriots. Lex Hill got the Patriots. Let's go Sanders, Browns, and upset Browns over the 49ers. That's what Joe Black said. Coach Corner said, nah, come on, man. Stop that foolishness. 49ers over the Browns. Winston said, nah, let's stir up that foolishness. I got the Browns over the 49ers. Maurice Thrower said Cleveland with the dub. No argument. On to the next. What you got, man? Vikings versus Seahawks. Who you got?
Seahawks at home. Sam Darnold gets back. He gets back in this rhythm.
All right, Coach, who you got?
Justin Jefferson is getting his package get together, ready to find a new team. Seahawks.
All right, man. CJ Stroud suiting up this weekend for the Texans. I just picked him up on fantasy. He's playing against the Colts, where Daniel Jones. It was revealed that he has a broken tibia, but he's still trying to play. So, who we got, man?
The Texans.
Any reason why?
The reasons you said. Appreciate the update.
My pleasure. Anything to help the team. Coach, who you got? Texas versus Colts.
Colts on a free fall. Texans.
All right, the free for all. On you, Coach, again. Rams versus Panthers. The Panthers coming off that bad loss last week. Rams coming off an impressive win. Who are you rolling with?
The Rams on a mission. Rams.
Who you got, Hope?
Yep.
MVP Matt Stafford.
Going with the Rams. Let's see who Alexis Hill said
that wasn't cool. Well, yeah, he gone. That wasn't cool. You better get on back here.
My bad, I hit the wrong button.
There we go.
My bad.
There we go.
Maurice Thor said 49ers going to beat the Browns. Y'all stop that foolishness. Seahawks over the Vikings says Winston Thorne. Coach Corner says Sea Chickens. Coach Corner got the Texans over the Colts. Sam Darnold gives the I told you so look. I'm here, right?
Yeah.
There he is.
Coach, you got a delayed reaction over there.
Okay.
All right, let me go back. Here we go. I'm good. Maurice Thor got the Texans over the Colts. Joe Black says Texans need the Colts to lose. Rams versus Panthers. Joe Black said, give me those Rams. Coach Corner's Rams gonna blow the doors off the kid. Rams big time, says the Prime Minister. Lex Seals got the Rams as well.
Rams
All
might
right,
be
let's go to the next
week.
set of games. Who we got here? Broncos versus Commanders. Coach, who you rolling with?
Commander's still struggling. We're going with the
No Jaden
Broncos.
Daniels. Broncos. Who you got, Hope?
Yep, Broncos.
And what did you say before you came to me? No who?
No Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, Broncos defense
Defense.
is official. Yeah,
Yeah, it is
they
official.
defense is official.
It's the real deal. As a Chief fan,
Yeah.
I know it. Oh, your boys playing New York Jets in New Jersey. Still
Yeah,
don't like
hopefully.
it.
Yeah, hopefully we get a win. And even though I don't like this, well, anyway, yeah, Falcons win.
Falcons win. Coach, you joining the Falcons declaration?
Yes, sir. Falcons win.
Falcons win. Last game, coaches on you. Tell us why your Steelers are going to bounce back from last week's loss and beat the Bills.
Aaron Rodgers is back, and the two tackles for the Buffalo, the two bookends, both of them are out. So that's going to should help the pass rush. I don't know if it will, but they better try to exploit it. I'm going to go with the Steelers.
Oh, you riding that Steeler train?
Yeah, I'm riding the Steelers train. Mr. Ben Gay is back, so yeah. plus the Bills, not because he's back, but the Bills just playing awful right now. But I hope James Cook go for about 100 and some yards because he's on my fantasy.
All right, we all about that fantasy. Like playoffs time is coming up for fantasy soon. So we got
Oh,
you.
your boys getting fancy love.
Maurice Thor got the Denver Broncos over the Commanders. Alexis Hill got the Falcons over the Jets. Coach Corn said Broncos, but don't say it loud because my family here and they'll put me out. So you up in the DC area, in Aria. Joe Black says Broncos gonna beat the Commanders. The Prime Minister said Atlanta in a snooze over the Jets. Alexis Hill said Bills gonna get those Steelers. Coach Corner said Falcons over the Jets. Coach Corner said Bills got Steelers. Prime Minister said the Bills over the Steelers. Joe Black going out on the deep end, talking about 14 points. Falcons over the Jets. Joe Black said, Coach, I'm with you, man. The Steelers going to beat the Bills. So time will tell. That ends our pick'em for this week. We're getting ready to put a bow on this show. Show 400. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. And as we conclude our episode, who has the right to do what, when, where, and how? Hart, some start with you, man. Who got the right to do what, when, where, how?
Atlanta Falcons, you have the right to finally continue on a consistent win streak. You see how play action work when you go up under center, so please continue that. Do not try to outsmart yourself and do things that you haven't been doing. and don't try to be too cute. Get him under center, fake it to Bijan, and let's throw down the middle of the field. Simple as that. Let's get it right.
All right, Coach, who has the right to do what, when, where, and how?
NFL players and college players, you have the right to pull your doggone pants down and stop wearing them like shorts. You're going to get a knee torn up or something with them pants up so high. Y'all don't realize that's not safe. You better pull them pants. You're not wearing biking shorts. That look ridiculous out there, some of y'all. And it's the big dudes that wear the little dudes. So get them pants down and protect yourself.
First play of the game, Michigan runs for 40 yards and already almost in the red zone.
Uh-oh. We'll see it together in just a minute. Chiefs, you have the right to get your football lives together. You need to at least make the playoffs. Not making the playoffs is unacceptable. So you have the right to prepare once you get back in office on Monday for a 5-game winning streak to be 11-6 going into the playoffs and still being one of the scariest 11-6 teams, will be a wild card team to take the field once playoff time begins. All right, we want to thank y'all for being with us for 400 episodes. Thank you to Hope for joining us for episode 400 and many other episodes prior to episode 400. Coach, you in the black, but your voice was shining despite being in the black. So thanks so much.
You know what? You know why he's in the black?
Why is that?
Because Duke is having a blackout on Tuesday night, and
Oh Lord.
yes, Cameron Boozer, baby, let's go.
Cameron Boozer is a force to be reckoned with. The coach's corner said, Mr. Boozer Jr., you have the right to take the necessary step to command the team.
All right. Just score about 5 points and command the team. Yeah.
All right, everybody, thank y'all so much. Uh-oh, he's showing you something, Coach.
What's that? Oh, Lord. My eyes hurt. Okay.
All right, everybody, thank y'all so much for watching episode 400. Thank you, Revenant Nation, for keeping it live. Thank you, Ho, again, for joining us.
Absolutely,
Coach,
man. My pleasure.
thanks for all that you do to keep the 400 show, helping us reach 400 shows. And I personally want to thank you for stepping in the gap for me ever since I moved to Pennsylvania, since I'm not on the show as much. And Red, in his absence, thanks for holding it down, bro. Wish you well as you make that money during this holiday season. Peace and love, everybody. Same Facebook page, same YouTube channel. Next Saturday, 10:30, Red and Red Sports Show. We're out. Peace and love, everybody.
Yes, sir. Barack Obama.